Assalamu alaikum, beautiful ladies. Welcome to this episode of Empowered Muslim Women Show, where I sit down with amazing Muslim businesswomen, Muslim athletes all over the world, and Muslim women change makers to just have a conversation, understand, their journey, their struggles, their lesson learned, and how can we learn from them just to become better Muslim women. I'm excited. Today we are talking with Rashida Saeed. She's an entrepreneur and a life coach for over 20 years from Malaysia. And in this episode, we discuss the beauty of letting go of the negative energy, some lesson learned, along the way. What can we make right from ourselves, from within, to be successful and to have what we want in life? So many more nuggets. This is the episode now. Enjoy. Hi, Rashida. How are you?
Hello. I'm great. I'm awesome. Very happy to meet you and be here with you. That's how I am.
Yes, super. I love you. Always so the makeup is good, colors is on. It's really nice. It's really nice. It's refreshing. It reminds me 10 years ago I was so into, colorful makeup. Now I'm like I just getting back to, more natural. But it's good to see you like that.
Thank you.
So, Murshida, you are in Malaysia and second lockdown. So, how are you doing, mindset wise?
Yes. Well, honestly, Fatima, when I first heard of the lockdown, it was like, not again. That sigh of like, we were just going out of the house, meeting people, having coffee again, and now this is happening. And that was the first thing that happened in my mind. But then again, thinking back of all the good things that happened in March last year when our first lockdown happened, I said, all right, let's see what this year brings this time. Because last year when I was facing the lockdown for 2 days after the announcement came, I was not doing much. I was just crying on my prayer mat. I was praying to God, ask Allah, what is this meant for? And I've got like a couple of downloads at that time before I actually went, all out and like, hey, this is actually good, right? First thing that came last year when I heard about the lockdown, and after I prayed and asked for guidance, I felt the first feeling that came up was gratitude, because just before that, a couple of weeks before that, I was supposed to be in Miami. I was there supposed to be with for a seminar with other women coaches, and I was looking forward to it, but I couldn't get a flight. There was like the prices went up suddenly and said, indefinitely, because people were just not sure about travel yet at that time. So I was supposed to be in Miami. My daughter, who is Singaporean, just like myself, was supposed to go to Singapore to process her visa because she lives in Kuala Lumpur and my husband's Malaysian. And if we were to do according to plan at that time, we'll all be separated when the announcement came. And for me to come back from Miami into Malaysia as a Singaporean would be a problem. My daughter being a Singaporean, coming back to Malaysia would be a problem. And my husband staying in Singapore with my daughter would be a problem as well. So we were in the same house last year in March. And that was like, hey, this is actually good. At least we're together. And that gratitude came in. When I felt gratitude, the next thing that happened was I was thinking, I could die anytime. This is a pandemic that was really unknown. We don't know what's going on. We don't know how long the world is going to survive. And it was unknown at that time, right? And I felt like, what have I done? Am I ready to meet Allah? Have I fulfilled what I said I was going to fulfill here on earth? I got to start now, right? So that came in as a driver for me. And the other thing that came up for me was, what can I do? What can I do with what I already have? So that was when I started connecting with my friends internationally, asking how they are. And that's how a new business formed, a new business platform came up with coaching, training, as well as connecting people all over the world to become conscious entrepreneurs, right? So that happened. So it was a very good time. Last year we actually made money. We were profitable during pandemic, all from our own house, and we created more social impact. So when the second announcement came, even though it's like, this again, but I remember, hey, this could be something unknown, like what happened last year, unknown to me, and it became good. And that's where the first thing I had to go back. Yes, I have to go back to Allah, because sometimes we forget, as humans, sometimes we get like, into the complaint mode again. No, I was like, that was what happened this time around.
Thank you for sharing. I mean, this is
So I have to keep
amazing.
reminding myself.
Yeah, reminders, we all need them. And sometimes if we are not the one, thinking about those, well, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala just, send it our way, and we're just better at the end of the day.
Yes.
And I feel like,
Exactly.
if as Muslims, we had an advantage, especially in this really tough situation. If you really, go back to the faith and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it makes a big difference. It decreases, the burden and the distress, and you can focus on something else, like, what can I do? It's outside of myself. Like, how can I help people? And it's exactly like what the response that we were also giving on our side. We created a group coaching called Upgrade Your Life Guide in 30 days with 2 other coaches, because we were like, oh my gosh, we need to be ready and like help people as much as we could. So amazing.
Exactly.
I'm so happy
Wonderful.
for you. And you created a business out of it, like we did. And this is so cool. And then this year is just an improvement on what happened last year for you.
Yes, it is. And we don't know where it's taking us. We have to just be guided by our faith and our intuition and our guided, how we're being led by Allah. Yeah.
100%. So, in the midst of all of that, as a Muslim businesswoman, Rashida, what would you say, one or like 2 biggest struggles that you met on your journey? Because now it's been a while that you are a coach, right?
Yes, as a business owner, I believe it's more than 20 years. I started in 1997, my events business. Heavily online, offline. That one. As a coach, I would say the last 4 years was what I was very actively in coaching. Training was like 15 years, as trainer. Yeah.
So it's been a lot, like more than me. Amazing. I have a mentor now. So what
I think I'm twice your, I don't know, I think I'm twice your age.
Do you want to say how old are you, Rashida? I can say how old
yes, I will be.
Okay.
I will be 50 this year.
Okay.
So I'm really, it's one of the things that I'm really grateful for. It's another milestone in my life.
Yeah, that is true, mashallah. It's less than twice, because I'm 32, so it's not twice your age.
Oh, okay. Yeah. You look 25 to me.
Thank you. Everybody's saying that this week. I don't know why. I told them, no, just because I'm single and I don't have any children, that's why I still have the youth in me.
Oh, yeah, maybe. Yeah, exactly.
Oh my God. So struggles that you want to share, and I would love, over these 20 years.
Yeah, definitely. The struggles, and thank you for that question, because I believe this is very important for people to know that they're not going through it alone. Struggles as in money, cash flow, my belief about myself, struggles around am I good enough, struggles around the things in my head, like, I need to keep learning so that I will be worthy enough. The struggle within myself, like, I dare not speak to this group of senior people, who are like senior in ranks in government and in age. I dare not talk to them. Who am I? Am I good enough, or would they want to learn from me? Those were the main struggles I felt I had to go through. A lot of self-belief, a lot of things that's just in my head now that I see it. And even things that I believe was a financial struggle, like cash flow, having not enough to run a business, not enough money and all that. It is what I see right now as a whole mindset thing. It is all a mindset thing. And those were serious struggles, because it kept me in struggle mode for many years, and my business didn't grow. But when I started to let go of those, which was like, I believe the last, say, 8 years or so, the only time that I really started to let go bit by bit, that's where I really saw a lot of growth in my business, and in my outreach, globally. In fact, yeah, that was what I would say were my major struggles. It's all my self-belief, yeah, that was holding me back.
Yeah. I love what you said. So I heard, as a good coach, I'm going to repeat what you said just to make sure that, I was actively listening. But, and I saw myself in these so much, money, cash flow, a lot of stress around that, right? When you run a business, your self-image, your worthiness, you keeping learning. I so recognize myself in that. I was also like this, just, oh no, I can't. I need to be that expert, to be able to talk. I need to be that expert. Am I good enough? And you talked about the mindset and letting go. So you have all these struggles, and I still have some of these, and some other women, may have also these right now. And you said letting go and mindset. What were your solutions? How did you let go? Like, what do you mean by that?
Okay, for me, letting go means to let go of unnecessary energy that is in yourself. That is, to me, is a let go. And this unnecessary energy that is toxic or just a burden and is holding you back are things that happened in the past. It's all belief systems. It's all experiences, hurts, and the even feeling of revenge. Sometimes some things that people do unto you, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna get him one day. That all of those things, all of those things, the hurt, the anger, the toxic emotions, the all of those things, being a victim of certain circumstance and all that. And that's why I said, now you don't become a victim unless you become a victim. You make it you being a victim, right? So letting go means to let go of all of those, and always being able to start anew at that time, with clean energy, with purpose, with what can I do now, with God. Allah has created those challenges for me to happen to me, because it was meant for me. Nothing happens to me, not everything happens for me, right? So what can I do with that experience and that hurt for me to move on? So that is, to me, it's a very important facet of actually to be successful. Forgive, and then you can input new things, and then that's where action and inspired action happens and new things come up. And to me, that is the main thing in your life to first do. It's just like us, when I'm going on a detox program or a weight loss program, first thing the nutritionist would say, you gotta take some probiotics and detox your gut and all that. And it's exactly that. You let go of all those toxins, and then you put in the vitamins and the minerals and the good stuff, and your diet and everything else. You're instilling new habits and behavior, and that becomes the new you. You get new cells, new growth, new ideas, and a new life, right? New skin, just like you, beautiful skin, right? So it is all of these things. So it is so that is the critical part of before learning new things or instilling a new life, is to detox first.
I love that. So solutions, letting go of all these negative energy, that is surrounded with needs of more money, needs of more knowledge, and limited self-beliefs. And I love that you said that the first part is to clean. You got to let it go. These energy don't help you. They just drag you down. And The first step, I love
Exactly.
the analogy to diet or just a detox. The first step, yes, you just gotta flush everything out so you have new cells. So you gotta flush all of these.
Yes.
And I love what you said, everything doesn't happen to me, everything happens for me. And this is a huge mindset shift, right? You need to have a certain consciousness to really understand that. Because for me, for example, 3 years ago, I didn't understand that. So the more I heard it, the more I let go, I meditated, I really decided to focus on what I can do, what I can control, and improve myself, instead of just focusing on these energy that are rooted in stress and negativity, and it doesn't help you at all.
Exactly, exactly. And you cannot manifest anything you don't attract. Even your dua it's it's difficult to come. All what you pray for is
Mm,
because of that rush, that desperation, that desperate rush, or wanting that wanting. I want that,
yeah, yeah.
without having a clear energy connection,
Mm, yeah.
connecting to the divine. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, 100%. And something also happens in the body, when with science, if you're in survival mode, most of your brain for function shut down. So you can't find new solution in that.
Yes.
So that's why it's important to focus on positive
Exactly.
emotions. And it's really funny because yesterday I made a video on my YouTube channel about positive emotion, and how it helps, as an entrepreneur and for your
Yeah.
mindset. Because if you focus on these: joy, gratitude, content, love, peace, well, your mind opens up and you create new connection and you're more creative, right? And this is when you find solutions to solve your
Yes.
challenges.
Yes.
So this is amazing. And it takes work. Again, we're not saying it's easy. I mean, for me, it took years, but you got to start the process at some point, right?
Yes, for sure, for sure. Exactly. Yeah.
I am curious, what is one book that you've recommended recently?
I have always been writing, and it's not recently, and I've been reading this since I moved to Kuala Lumpur. And if you know my story, I came to Kuala Lumpur, I only had 2 ringgit, which is like 50 US cents. And within 2 weeks, slightly less than 2 weeks, I managed to manifest 20,000 ringgit in my life. And that's equivalent to 5,000 US dollars. Enough for me to get a place, enough for me to get a babysitter for my daughter and restart my business. And it is this book.
Think and
I think
Grow
I
Rich.
will close
Yeah.
the now that because my husband, yes, Think and Grow Rich. My husband requested for the virtual screen because he was walking behind just now. Yeah, this is the one, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Mm,
And this is one of the books that I find I'm still reading through it, and it's good. It's universal principles.
mm,
Really applies also to us as Muslims.
mm,
That we whatever we think we can, because it's in our framework of belief.
mm,
Yes, you if you can think it, you can believe it, you can manifest it, you can
mm,
get it. I mean,
mm.
basically that's the basis of what Napoleon Hill um shares. Yeah,
Yeah, and he's
that's one
also,
book.
he emphasizes a lot on putting on the work. So I mean, throughout the years, this manifestation idea got really diluted in the fact of, oh, you just think about it and then it's going to appear. Well, no, you think about it and then you do the work to get there, right? It's this is how
Exactly,
you
inspired
get it.
action.
Mm. It's inspired action
Yes,
and
exactly.
massive
And
action. So yeah.
yes. Inspired action, massive action, putting, yeah, but you must know your why. That is the driver. And for me, I believe in the forgiveness, which is the letting go.
Mm,
So forgive yourself, forgive others, forgive experiences. And that's where everything, the clarity will come in. And clarity to me is power. When you
mm,
are clear of where it is that you want to go, why do you want that certain goal, and you can feel it, you feel good about it, and you take inspired steps. Okay, using intuition, what can I do? Who do I have to connect with? What are the activities that I will incorporate, in order for me to be able to get closer to that, or get that thing closer to me. Those are the things that is sent out, in and yeah, and that's how you manifest things.
I love it. Talking about manifestation, for the last few minutes, we discussed a bit before we started this conversation, and you were talking about lifestyle design, and just got me intrigued. So, as a coach, you told me you were doing an event, and now it's online, and it's all
Yes,
about
it's online.
lifestyle design. So, what do you
Yeah.
mean by that? Can you give us like more information about it?
Yeah, I mean, Fatima, through my working with a lot of business owners and startups, even professionals, a lot of people think that I'm busy is a good thing. The word I'm busy. I'm so busy. I've got so many things on my plate, and it's like I don't even have enough time. So it is all about them doing the work and not having a life, right? And they think that is a sacrifice that they have to make. I i choose differently. I used to be like that until I started to design my lifestyle and design my business model around the lifestyle that I wanted, and how can my business support the lifestyle that I desire. And we don't judge each other. Every one of us has a desired lifestyle. Some people say, I want $1 million. I want to travel the world. I want this kind of house. Some people say, no, I just want this kind of life. And it does not matter. But the thing is, how can you create that business in order to support that kind of lifestyle that you desire, whether it is travel or whether it is a certain house, whether it's, I just want to send my daughter to this kind of school, a private school or something. And how do you work your business around your desired lifestyle? Oh, I need to nap every afternoon. I would love to have a business where I can sleep for 3 hours in the afternoon, or I can do something in the morning. And that makes the business fit into your life. So the retreat that I'm doing is to actually design that kind of life, and then design the kind of business model where you can support that kind of life. And I've done it in my life where, it all starts with the intention. What kind of lifestyle do I want? How do I want to live my life? And I said, we wanted to be in an environment where we can travel. We are not stuck to a certain office, or having a certain employees having to come 9 to 5 in our office. We started creating this. We, meaning me and my husband, when we were discussing on a business that we wanted to start. And I know that we said we wanted to travel. We don't want to be tied up to time. We didn't want to tie up to a location. And that's where we made a business where we do training and coaching, and we serve corporates, we serve multinationals, and the work that we do goes to their place instead of them having to come to our place. Or any meetings can be done online. We can meet anywhere in the world. And that's how we design our business. And it has been profitable. It has been supporting us. And that's what I want to help people who are struggling with time, who are struggling with money, we start struggling with location. Like they can't leave their restaurant, or they cannot leave their office, because if they leave, the work doesn't happen. All of these things. How can you design a business around the kind of lifestyle that you desire? So it is a lifestyle design retreat, including a business model planning, and also strategies. We do have that as well. We do have strategies that we'll be talking about. We do have consultants coming in within the retreat, doing teaching on corporate branding, teaching on what's the trends of the world happening, and how you can actually make sure that you plan your business to become anti-fragile, so that if there's financial crisis or food crisis, or pandemics, how can your income and your business remain sustainable amidst all of these things? What must you start planning for already? And you can design it, and you can instill it already. Yeah.
Right, right. Oh, I love it. Yes, all about planning. So you start with the life that you want, okay? And then you take it from there. Like, what type of business can support this lifestyle? And then I'm gonna,
Yeah.
go out there and do that. So I love that. Yeah, it's true. I mean, a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start. Like, what business should I start in? I want this like amount of money. Like, well, great. Okay, have you thought about it? Like, do you really need that money, and like what for? Like, how are you going to use it? And you talked a lot about clarity, and it's true, clarity is power. Starting there, taking the time to reflect on, what do I want, what am I willing to do? Because not everybody is willing to put out the work to have this big result. So you got to scale back at some point, right, and be realistic. uh,
Absolutely.
so
Exactly.
it's amazing that you work also with businesses to make sure that they're anti-fragile. I love that, anti-fragile. So they can sustain themselves amidst crisis and difficulties. And it's so important to plan for that, right?
Exactly.
Mm-mm. We always plan for the
Exactly.
best,
Exactly.
but not for
And
the
right now,
challenges.
yes, exactly. It is a good model to have when it is just in case model instead of a just in time model. Yeah,
Mm,
just in time, like it's all about surviving, at the last minute. Just in case, it's like, oh, if that happens, okay, they can still go on, business
mm,
still happens as usual. And you can see that during the pandemic times, when you see companies that are anti-fragile, they can pivot faster, they can still create and thrive even during pandemic or through any financial crisis. But when businesses are not, that's where they said, oh, the because of COVID, my business was like this, my income is
mm,
affected, and all that, and they don't grow, they don't create. And
mm,
that does not make a very sustainable or an anti-fragile business. So we, during even the lifestyle design, we will be sharing about trends, upcoming trends that we foresee politically, environmentally, um, financially, that's going to happen in the next 30 years. And how can you
mm,
make your business sustainable
mm,
so that you will thrive during these times, if not at least survive, and your income will still come in. And because this will feed your families, this will feed your communities, so this is really important for us business owners and businesses to be able to provide. And
mm.
this is why we start business in the first place, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. I love that. So we're coming to the end of this amazing conversation. I would love to keep it, 2, 3 hours with you, Rashida. I have so much to learn from
Oh.
you. Um, if you were able to go back in time and, with all your experience, that you have today, what is one advice that you could give to yourself? Like the Murshida that just came to Kuala Lumpur and she's starting, like what is one advice that you would give her?
Yeah, I would, if I could go back even before the Mushida who came to Kuala Lumpur. The old Mushida was always in struggle. The old Mushida is always thinking that someone takes something from me, I have less. The old Mushida would say, like, if I give, um, I can't give when I have nothing, right? I think I have nothing. So that was the old me. Okay. A lot of people say they don't believe it, but that was the old me, and it's real. If I were to go back and tell myself, whether I was at the time in Kuala Lumpur, or whether at the time when SARS happened and I was panicking my last business, and that brought me to $150,000 in debt. Yeah. If I could go back to the time when I was in university, I would tell myself the same thing. You are enough. You are enough. And that's what I would tell myself. And that is what I tell people, that you are enough. You don't have to think, if only when I have this, I'll be successful. If only I have that, I'll be okay. You are enough. You have Allah, you have enough. That is what I would tell.
Mm. Oh, I love it. Yes, we are enough, and we are so resourceful, and we are so, amazing as human beings. And I feel we diminish ourselves, a lot, and we don't need to do that. 100%. What a great reminder. And what a good advice. Yeah, you are enough. I love it.
Yes.
Morshida,
Yes,
what is
I love it too.
I know, and I felt the emotion. I felt the emotion. What is one question you wish I asked you that I haven't?
Oh, what is? I don't know. I just love this conversation. I had no idea what you were going to ask me. I'm just answering based on my intuition and my, gut.
Hmm.
Um, what could you ask me? How can, oh, how can I make instant cash? Maybe that is something you can ask, because I know a lot of people are going in right now. Oh my God, how do you get 20,000 in less than 2 weeks from 2 ringgit? Um, well, if you were to ask me that question, how can you make instant cash? I would say, look at whatever resources you have right now. And first of all, get into gratitude, get into a giving mode. Like, who can I add value? Who needs my help? Who needs my service? What do I have that people would need to solve their problem? And I would say, did I say forgive? Oh yeah, heaven. So forgive, give, and gratitude. These three things, I would say, in order for you to start first, to start creating instant cash, right?
Hmm.
And then you look at the resources that you have already. How can you package that to people who would want those things and need it, because you are actually solving a certain problem that they are struggling with, right?
Mm.
So I've done this for my clients, coach them on because people have blind spot. I've coached one person where she was running a boutique business how many years ago, and she still has like old designs in her closet, vacuum packed. And then I said, why don't you just sell those stuff? And she said, I don't think people will buy, it's old fashioned. I said, to you, but what if people want to buy those kind of classical clothes or something like that, and package it with something new, something that you can call a certain name? And she did that. She got 2,000 ringgit in 1 week, instant cash. Before
Mm.
that, she's like, I've got no money coming in, no money in my bank account, blah blah blah. And that is something that you can actually create with something you already have, and
Yeah,
find the right target market for it. Yeah.
I love that. Oh,
So
awesome.
I hope that will
How,
help. I
yes,
hope
how
that
to
it will
get
help.
instant cash, people. Forgive, give, and gratitude, and package your services in terms of solving a problem that already exists, right? It's amazing. I would say definitely take this advice. I need this energy, right now for 100%. I love it. Thank you so much, Morshida, for today.
Thanks. Yes, you're welcome. This is so fun.
Yes, where can people find you if they want to connect with you?
Okay, Murshida Said, as in my name here, Murshidahsaid. If you Google me, you will see my Facebook, my Linktree, my LinkedIn. I'm in a lot of social media platforms, including Clubhouse. If you're in Clubhouse, do look me up in there. It's Murshida Said, and we can connect. Instagram, yeah.
I love that. Thank you so much for today. Thank you for your wisdom. Thank you for your beautiful
Lots of love.
energy. And I mean, take care of yourself in this like lockdown number two in Malaysia. But I'm not, worried for you 100%. You showed your resilience in the first, lockdown. So the second one, you're ready.
Yeah, inshallah. Yes, I
Inshallah.
believe so. Yeah,
Mm,
when we have Allah. Yes.
yeah, yeah. Thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank you, everybody, for
Okay.
watching today. Well, again, I'm all about experimenting and taking action. So take something that Rashida said today and just implement it in your life and start moving forward. Nothing is impossible. Everything happens in the head. That's why, I focus a lot on the mindset. Just flush out all the negative energy, flush out all the limiting beliefs that you have, and start new with everything that you can between your hands right now. So thank you so much. And
Absolutely.
I'll see you on another, amazing conversation. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rashida.
Wonderful. Thank you, Fatima. This is amazing. Yay.
Bye.